Greetings, cosmic warriors of the angelic ground crew team of the Rainbow Nation of New Earth. Another day yesterday and night of another huge energetic shift. Today, 6 energy, the 66, flowing fully now. We have, today is the Kin 66, white magnetic Worldbridger. We are the Worldbridgers of the Rainbow Bridge, of the Rainbow Nations of the Stars. Walter Russell would teach that God is the still white magnetic light at the center of all things. That is symbolic and synchronic with your bright virtue, your true nature. Today was another day of walking in between worlds in that 0 point, dreaming while awake. We also commenced and started the new wave spell for the next 13 days, June 3rd through the 15th, which is also the white Worldbridger wave spell. So this is it, closing out the old, stepping into the new. And today with these strange energies coming in, many intense waves, especially with this Venusian energy, the ring of fire around Venus. And again, the ring of fire on Pachamama around the Lemurian energy, the divine feminine, which is connected to Venus, the divine goddess rising up, was totally lit up again today. And we had another day, second day of a row, of 60 hertz incoming waves in the Schumann resonance. So that was the 66 yesterday and today. The twin flame, 66, and 6 by 6, 6 times 6, 36, which contains the mystery, the code of the universe, the 3, 6, the 9. We got the 3 and the 6, and the 3 plus 6, 9. That is what Nikola Tesla would say is the mystery of the universe, is contained within the 3, 6, 9. And also coming up in the first of the eclipse series with this full moon on 6-5 into 6-6, and it will be the lunar eclipse, penumbral lunar eclipse, which will be 5 into 6. This is the 6D energies, the 6-dimensional, many star nations transmitting to us from 5, 7, 8, 12, and beyond, 13 into the infinite. Today, 737 coming in, 73 into the 37, and the 144. As I went for a nature hike this afternoon, I walked through the woods, and it was as if walking in a dream world. This is becoming more common. Right now there's a golden hue in the air. But as I walked through this field and through these woods, I've walked this trail many, many times. And this was the first time since stepping foot into this realm that Gaia did not bring one creature to me. Out of thousands of hikes, spending thousands of hours in nature, 47 years, this is the first time that not one insect, not one winged nation. It was as if I was walking in Bardo, which I'm fine with that. I've been fully conscious in the void many times, through many deaths, through many transitions. But it really brought to my attention this great shift we went through yesterday on the 6-2 portal. And the void energy is the divine feminine fully activated, the stillness, the emptiness. And with this coming full moon and first of the trinity of eclipses, it is called the strawberry moon. When I read that, it brought to my awareness a memory of an ancient Buddhist parable that I always enjoyed, of a man being chased through the woods by a tiger. A massive tiger was chasing this man through the woods, and as he came up to this cliff, a tree overhung, and he climbed out on this tree and out onto this great branch overhanging this massive cliff, 100-foot drop to rocks below. And the tiger stood waiting by the edge as this man hung for his life, deciding, if I let go of this branch, I plunge to my death, and if I climb back to the cliff, this tiger will surely devour me. So what do I do in this time of ending? And as he hung to this branch, praying to the gods above, he sees this vine growing out on the branch and this massive, beautiful, bright strawberry hanging from this vine. So he reaches out and grabs this strawberry and takes a bite out of it. And how sweet this beautiful strawberry tasted. So this parable can be taken in many ways. It's like the heightened awareness at that moment as we hang over the unknown, using death as an advisor, this taste that could potentially be the last flavor we taste in this precious life, this sacred vessel. How much we appreciate the sweet nectar of the gods. It is like two arrows meeting in midair, very rare and very sacred. When two minds come together in perfect harmony, that is why the ancient teachers and masters would say, use death as an advisor. What would you do if this was your last day on the planet and the earth? How would you feel? What would you think if this was your last moment in time? And in that great awareness, we fully let go into the now. And last night, as I was feeling this ring of fire activation, now over the last 30 years, I've trained with many masters of the Buddhist, Taoist, Hindu, shamanic arts. I've trained in the water and the fire paths. The fire paths are more of the martial arts and the Kundalini practices. There's water arts and fire and all the ancient Eastern philosophies and religions. I mainly teach a water art now, a water path for the divine feminine, for the healing. But I teach both. And in this great fire energy coming in, also there's been a heat wave through this town, through this place. Last night I felt fire burning from within in the solar plexus in the abdomen. And there's a practice or an activation, a transformation, transmutation from the Toltec teachings of ancient Mexico, the shamans of the Toltecs, the dreamers, the artists. They would call burning from the fire from within. And it's what the shaman, Don Juan Matus, would call, he would say, the fire that burns from within. It is the full activation of the solar center, and it is what he would call total awareness. It is the activation of every cell, every strand of DNA, every atom in the body goes nuclear, or nuclear. It is the clarity, the pure awareness of your full consciousness activated in every atom. The singularity within every atom is activated, and that is what we call light body, rainbow body, indestructible diamond body, goes by many names, and that is the sacred phoenix activation. It is up to us, solar light beings of the Christos consciousness, Buddha awareness, to activate and fully embody the Buddha mind, which is a collective awakening, what many call the event. We are the event. We are the solar flash that activates the quantum leap that we're on the precipice of. We're at the tipping point, the quantum leap of consciousness through unity consciousness, where we witness, experience, bring into awareness our oneness with all beings in all realms, all timelines, all dimensions, here now through our heart center. Aho. And when the 144,000 activate their full solar potential, it will be like a massive supernova expanding out to the ends of the universe, into the infinite universes, in a blink of an eye. So keep rising up, keep your awareness in that sacred fire, surrounded by the holy waters of the divine feminine. We protect each other through our divine love, our divine light, and our sacred compassion for all sentient beings of pure consciousness. And with this white light of source flowing in freely, We saw many activations through Pachamama. We had another activation in the center of Lemuria, in the heart of Lemuria, in Hawaii with a 3.2 earthquake. The whole ring of fire was lit up again. We had in Afghanistan a 4.3 at the Stargate there in Japan, off the east coast of Honshu, 4.9. We had a massive quake in the sacred Andes Mountains in South America, where the divine feminine condor flies freely at a 6.8, massive activation. And then out west in the U.S., which is the eastern rim of the Ring of Fire, but the western energy of the U.S., we had in California multiple earthquakes, 3.9, 3.1, also again in Idaho and Nevada, and Wyoming, 3.1. Iran had a 4.9, and Turkey a 4.3. All the portals of the 66 open, activated, fully connected now. Aho. We will start today's first transmission from Divine Bro Star of the Light, Michael Love, the event 2020, The Great Awakening Begins. Pleiadian Light Forces transmission 6/3/2020, channeled by Michael Love, for immediate planetary broadcast to the star seeds of Earth, a message of hope and freedom that comes directly from the Pleiadians. Begin transmission, Great Ones. A divine plan is playing itself out right now, and an incredible mass awakening is occurring on the surface of planet Earth. As powerful 5D gamma light continues to stream into the planet, the beings of Earth are awakening in mass numbers, are rising up together and beginning to mobilize towards real positive change for all humanity. A primary Pleiadian teaching is this: light is information, and darkness is the lack of it. Darkness means no light, hidden, no information, or no truth. For eons, truth has been held back from humanity, and humanity was kept in the dark about all things. The Earth Alliance, which consists of over 4.5 billion starseeds stationed on the surface, have been broadcasting a high vibrational stream of ultimate truth for a long time now to any and all humans that would be open to receiving this truth. Much of humanity has finally started to see this new light of truth now, and they are waking up and finding out what truly happened and what is happening. Take it from us, something much deeper and more powerful is happening on Earth than what you see on the surface. A grand and historical evolution of consciousness is underway right now as humanity begins to wake up and rise to meet the dawning light of a new day. We can tell you that humanity is like a sleeping bear that has been woken up, and as with any powerful wake-up, it can be a messy and chaotic endeavor. When one moves through a dimensional barrier, in their ascension there is a powerful clash, and an offset carrier wave is produced as a result, referred to as static noise or simply chaos. As we said recently in regards to the incredible transformations underway on the planet, a bit of chaos is quite normal and natural, and this will soon pass. This Pleiadian teaching was written in the ancient books. Let him who seeks the truth keep on seeking until he finds it. When he finds the ultimate truth, he will be astonished and will be troubled. After this, he will meditate on it, and all come to peace. Then he will reign over the entire universe. This ancient teaching describes the exact process that happens when one experiences a powerful spiritual awakening. Do you remember when this happened to you? The moment you first lifted your eyes above the 3D matrix world to see a whole new reality you never knew existed. Do you remember when you first saw the ultimate truth of what had been hidden from you and what had been done to you? It was mind-boggling, shocking, and quite troubling to say the least. But after a time, all of this passed, and as a high-vibrational being, you finally made peace with the darkness. This is what is happening right now to the masses on the surface, dear one. Try to see things from the higher view always, because it is the best view. Oh yes, a very real and literal great awakening is indeed underway right this second. The beings of Earth are waking up fast now and beginning to see clearly for the first time what has been withheld from them and what has been truly happening to them. Humans are understandably very upset for so many reasons right now, and as starseeds, we must be understanding, compassionate, and helpful as things continue to unfold. We are here to guide and assist all of humanity, and for this reason, we came to Earth. We came to assist them in liberating their civilization and their planet. Can you see now what is really happening here, Great One? They are ready now, and we shall assist them with all of our being. Many will say nothing ever really changes, and the people of Earth will always be oppressed. We say not so. We tell you that what is happening right now is the beginning of the real change that if you have wanted to see. Give it a moment and you will see. Things will change this time and will change for good. Many great beings of light surrounding this planet at this hour have seen that out of all of this evolution and revolution will arise the greatest light of human freedom ever witnessed. This is the event and is the beginning of the greatest planetary liberation in cosmic history. That is what is happening, Great One. All galactic intel shows that the end of Earth year 2020 is the beginning of the golden age of planet Earth, foretold of old. Now, how do you see things and what will you do? It is time. Are you ready to be free and sovereign now? Pleiadian teaching on freedom and sovereignty. Live forevermore under the one universal law that says, do no harm, be honorable in all your ways and be of noble character. Practice self-governance and govern yourself accordingly. Take responsibility for yourself 100% without relying on anyone. Be the highest and most grand version of yourself that you can conceive of and begin to live out of your heart completely. A sovereign being does what he or she desires. A sovereign being takes full personal responsibility for his/her own life. Sovereign beings do not require authority figures, gods, leaders, and they live as such. Sovereign beings do not manipulate, deceive, or control, and do not allow themselves to be manipulated, deceived, or controlled in any way. Sovereign beings keep their word and fulfill all valid contracts in honor. Sovereignty is ultimately about realizing who and what you truly are and to start being this. Sovereignty means that you are no less than what you are calling God, and when you start to be this, you are fully enlightened, and this is ascension, the event, and the ultimate spiritual goal. The ancient Oraphim, the guardians, and the wing makers call this sovereign way of being the sovereign integral, and it is the greatest evolutionary leap that mankind has ever known. Dear one, as you can see, humanity is trying hard to come together right now, and though it has had a rough start, you shall see it soon blossom into an entirely new way of being. What is happening now on planet Earth will result in the real change everyone is waiting to see. The oppression of the beings of Earth will soon come to its end, we assure you. Have faith, all of this is going somewhere. We are almost there, great ones. Can you still trust the plan? Know that all is well and as it should be as a great evolutionary change continues to occur this grand year on planet Earth. Stand by, great one, as we move into the next phase of the event 2020 and the appearance of the long-awaited golden age. Thank you for coming to Earth and for your great service to all of humanity. Godspeed, Michael and the Pleiadians, 5dearthproject.com. And from Divine Sister Aluna Joy Yashkin, a quick update and energy check-in. After last night's huge energetic shift in the ethers, we are starting to see a new human template start to anchor that will not allow certain forms of outdated consciousness, like entitlement and superiority, and will and power and encompass a holistic equality and unity. It is a beginning and long overdue. I see a process ahead of us, yet I feel really positive about what I saw. I feel most of us have hunkered down in our proper positions for the long haul of this process. There will still be a lot of things to go through as we reboot humanity so it can be in resonance with the new Earth templates. We are ready. This is yet another phase of our landing sequence. So how did you see, feel, or what did you realize in the last 24 hours? Things are shifting so fast now that your insights will add to the vision and clarity for us all and assist our anchoring this new Earth template. Blessings to you all. From Divine Sister Judith Kusel. All is in a tremendous state of flux at the moment, as the whole energy fields are busy morphing us at planetary levels, which includes all life and life forms, into something totally different. As much as some will try to cling desperately onto the old structures, forms, and ways of life, these are disintegrating at the very core. As much as there is a desperate clinging, whatever is clung onto will just vaporize, disintegrate, and be no more. This is an accelerated motion and process, and therefore you cannot afford to buy into fear and fear-mongering, nor buy into whatever is seemingly going on around you. The key here is to stay firmly anchored within your heart and soul space, which is infinite, and not allow the finite to run your life anymore. Transcend the finite. Move into infinite space and become as one with the divine source. In this way you will gain the higher perspective, the higher ascended view, and step fully into highest mastery. During my webinar this weekend, I was stressing the fact that we need to become fully soul-empowered from deep within ourselves so that we can navigate the immense shifts and changes. We need to seek that higher path, that higher calling with all that we are, and allow our own ego to totally step out of the way. The negative ego will always try to pull you down, back into the quagmire, the 3D, all its false programming, false belief systems, control, and whatever. If this happens, you will have crashes. When these happen, you need to immediately get back onto your feet and rise again. You cannot afford to wallow there in self-pity, nor in self-punishment, nor in shame and blame. These are all 3D symptoms, and you need to now rise above this. During this time, you will be challenged. Yes, and you will often feel as if you are being cleaved open to the very core, where there is no hiding place anymore. Allow this cleaving, this fragileness. You are like a newborn babe. You are now rising into a totally new life, a new beginning, a new earth, and a new humanity. Welcome this opportunity. Wipe the slates clean of the 3D. You can now manifest the new into being right here and right now. What an opportunity to transcend all and to allow yourself to be morphed into your higher soul self and into a much higher degree of life and living as the paradise keys and codes are being returned to humanity. What a gift. From JudithKusel.com. From Divine Sister Elizabeth Peru. Beloved ones, it's now less than 3 days until the full moon lunar eclipse. You may be feeling your heart chakra expanding. Tears and emotions could be on the surface of your skin, and old, often limiting life lessons are up for review, for understanding, and ready for good shift. And we're halfway through Venus retrograde. What awakened souls have been envisioning for tens of thousands of years is a return to an enlightened society upon Earth. Deep within each of us are recorded soul memories of ancient, spiritually awake civilizations that once flourished on Earth and elsewhere in the universe. We're multidimensional soul travelers, not confined to experiences on the physical plane of existence. Many of us have memories of highly advanced, technological, 5D telepathic civilizations like Atlantis, which was masculine dominant, utilizing mental and intellectual prowess. You can still see remnants of its legacy today. The tipping point has been reached. We also have soul memories of feminine dominant civilizations like the fabled Lemuria, Mu, which was also telepathically 5D advanced, but heart-based, intuitive, and peace-inducing. The tipping point has been reached where we're now creating a new Atlantis Lemuria, Our one soul is asking that we create a balanced 5D society over the coming centuries. Your actions each day in 2020 and beyond are critical to this becoming our living reality. Beloved ones, as we head into 3 upcoming eclipses, many may have their paradigms shifted yet again. You can be a role model for us all by acting with maturity and light. From ElizabethPeru.com and from Here in the Moon Astrology, Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020. Think for yourself. That's the golden rule. Think for yourself. Make it your mantra. Tattoo it on the inside of your eyelids. From Jed McKenna. A heads up, we are already experiencing the jarring discomfort and disconnect of the extremely seismic triple eclipse gateway, 2 days away from the first eclipse with the node of fate in Gemini since 2002, and the karmic chickens of polarization, racism, and inequality I predicted in the last 5D report are coming home to roost. The dissonance between lip service and reality, the emperor's new clothes, is out there in full view. Today Venus is at her closest to the Earth for decades and conjuncts the Sun at 14 degrees Gemini as a morning star, creating a very powerful light bridge with a great attractor, the most potent source of electromagnetic radiation in the known universe, a black hole bending both space and time. This is undiluted source consciousness, a direct line to the heart. This supremely 2020 moment is amped up by Mars and Pisces at odds with Venus. Strong emotions and crusader action flow from discerning the truth of a rare moment of zeitgeist shift in this life-changing eclipse tunnel between May 22nd and July 21st. This is one of the most important pivot points when choices made now will have immediate karmic bounce back. Whatever is happening out there, choose the path of the high heart. The collective heart-based field is strong and will be boosted, charged, and amplified by the wild card eclipses on June 5th, June 21st, and July 5th. The Chandra symbol for Sun-Venus, Gemini 14, a sorcerer materializes a giant amethyst cross. Laws are made to be broken. Limitations are kept in place so that those who are not ready to go through radical changes in evolution will be able to locate themselves. But then there are those who cut through every limitation, break every law, by the sheer power of their inner gaze, their presence, their magical will. When they cut loose, worlds have been kept apart, flood together. This is a force of awareness that seeks to bridge, to mediate, to connect, to bear messages back and forth. A mission of great task is involved, to let the future flood through and repolarize the fractured world towards wholeness. A sensibility made up of equal parts, daring and skill. The daring is afraid of nothing and nobody. The skill embodies the daring in action. A perfect combination to catalyze, spark, and make inevitable the cosmic forces bringing their imprint to bear upon the outer physical existence. From Here in the Moon Astrology.co.uk and from the Archangelic Calendar, it seems as if Gaia's cocooning has awakened Ra. This should be an interesting series of events. They usually coordinate in some sort of way, but this seemed to be an extra long huddle. In other words, Ra is awake, aware, and ready to change things in a very dramatic way on Gaia's behalf. It is clear that we need to steer very clear from the instability of the 3D timelines. They are trying to work out their place in the multiverse and clearly have many steps to take in order to achieve this. Most light workers have walked through change gradually, even though it did not feel that way. But that is not the same for those on a 3D timeline. They need a dramatic world-altering event to meet us in the higher dimensions, and thus we must continue to allow their world to be as it is. This is a chosen event by the many engaging in them, but remember, even this is in divine order from above. The more we continue to observe but not engage in this situation, the more evident this will become. As promised yesterday, in quantum physics, we know all possibilities exist, but we can only be cognizant of one of them at a time. even though some are conscious in more than one place. That is a conversation we must have at a later date, but for all intents and purposes of this conversation, assume it's one perspective. The other shadow selves of ourselves only exist on a quantum level, and they do not directly affect our lives because on those timelines, we are simply playing a part and not experiencing it. Bringing this into our daily lives, we are only seeing shadows of the beings existing on a 3D timeline. They have no free will and are only playing a part for the sake of those who are conscious at the moment. There would be a tremendous amount of discernment needed to figure out who is who, if that is relevant to you. In conjunction with current events, Mars's magnetic fields are showing an interesting phenomenon, as they are erratic and seem to do as if it pleases. This magnetic field can be super intense or non-existent, but this is not an indication of the death of the planet as much as it's an indication of a uniquely alive one. As much of an oxymoron as this is, electromagnetic anomalies across our galaxy are common, but the ones on Mars are truly unique. The other thing of note is that these Martian magnetic fluxes are not isolated to certain areas of the planet and will appear and disappear without warning. There are some well-known people puppeteering civil unrest. The people planning these events were all aware that this astrological forecast would already naturally induce civil unrest. Saturn and Aquarius had the LA riots, Pluto and Capricorn had the American Revolution, and Neptune and Pisces saw the fall of Rome. All of the astrological positioning of these events are all converging on this now. This is a very powerful set of triplets to be present at the same time, but this is not relevant to our 5D timelines because we are engaged in far too much subconscious superpositioning for it to be affecting our perspective reality. There isn't too much success that can come without unfocused anger. You are clearly fighting against your own interests when you fight against your fellow man. The people who enslave you are the issue. Everyone else is on the same team. Hopefully the lower timelines can figure this out before they destroy themselves. So the tools and the assignments today from the Archangelic Calendar are in the link in the description below, or you can visit primedisclosure.com/white magnetic Worldbridger. And today, from the Nyingma masters of Tibetan Buddhism, thoughts come and go like a thief in an empty house. There is nothing to be gained or lost. Padampa Sangye. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, through Galactic Destiny Readings, today, on this most auspicious day, we enter the wave spell of the White Worldbridger from June 3rd through June 15th, 2020, Kins 66 through 78, closure of the old world. Today we are kicking off a brand new 13-day wave spell and finally bringing closure to this old, chaotic cycle of separation and challenge, merging back into oneness through unity consciousness. Kemi, assist us in attracting a deep surrendering from one world into another, completely letting go of all attachments to any identification to anything, thus allowing us to expand into a whole new world and new time. Kemi seals the store of death on our old world as we knew it. This is very appropriate leading into the eclipse season. 3 successive eclipses allowing our collective family to unite as we radically surrender and release this discordant and chaotic artificial time matrix. This is a much needed gift from Spirit at this juncture in our planetary evolution, to have the energies of Kemi supporting the separation and reunion into the new era. White Worldbridger seals the store of death through endings and closure of the old cycles and ways of being in order to build a bridge to the new. Themes for this wave spell: death, rebirth, endings, change, transformation, surrender, release, multidimensional consciousness, revelation, transmutation, forgiveness, humility, equality, communication, networking, forming new alliances, co-creating and building bridges. Worldbridger is here to liberate us and assist us in bridging worlds, making the leap from one old world to a new, better world. But the only way forward is through surrender. It is time to fully surrender all that does not serve you and has held you in density. In surrendering, we are asked to release and let go. Often this means accepting what is and what has passed, and being in a state of forgiveness and humility. Kemi asks you let go of the need to be in control and free yourself from this desire. Through surrender, we can then begin to flow, releasing you from bondage and preconceived actions, letting everything just be as it is, allowing and accepting the natural cycles and order of life as an observer going with the flow and rhythm of life. Worldbridgers often have a hard time letting go, as their natural tendency is to keep building bridges and new connections, never wanting to burn or collapse the old bridge. However, in times of peril, it is essential that the old bridge is burned so that your enemies cannot follow you and you do not have the temptation to turn back and revisit the past. Kemi's life lesson is to accept the cycles of life and know that everything has its season. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or for a lifetime. But whatever time period it is, we need to accept the cycle and move on with no regrets or remorse, fully focused on the present, with our eyes on the future path. Remember, dear Rainbow Warriors, endings are hard, but everything is cyclical. A culmination always occurs on the edge of a new beginning. As one door closes, another opens, so look for the new doors that are opening now. Today is a good day to die. Your old life filled with pain and suffering must be extinguished. You are requested to die a symbolic death over this 13-day cycle. The art of surrendering your limiting beliefs, patterns, toxic relationships, old ways of thinking and being, and even your whole world as you knew it. In such death, ego structures fall away to reveal the pure gold of your true self. Look for new ways of being, new people, new ideas, and new directions that will move into the vacuum created through surrender and release. Surrender enlivens and empowers you to experience more of life's fullness and joy. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Let go. Surrender whatever limits you. Declutter your home, your body, your cellular memory, and your mind. Face whatever it is you are resisting. In the experience of any loss, it is never too late to complete. Through your willingness to walk in the dark forest, insights and revelations will naturally emerge. Note, the symbolic color of the Worldbridger's tribe is forest green, so frequent walks in the woods or being near trees will serve you well in this cycle. Many souls will choose to depart this world during this wave spell, as their transition is easier during the cycle. Kemi also provides the opportunity to build and strengthen your personal rainbow bridge, Antakarana, during the cycle. Antakarana is your connection to your soul, oversoul and monadic soul. As you strengthen and fortify your connection to your greatest soul aspects, you weave the rainbow loom, making it easier for your fellow kin following this ascension pathway. United with group and monadic soul family is also highlighted. Kemi carries the gift of wisdom and knowledge, being able to travel multidimensionally to any realm, gathering required information, data, codes, sound and light frequencies, and imparting them to those who can benefit from these gifts. The Worldbridger is a great teacher and scholar. This is a great time for learning and expanding your knowledge base, your gifts, and your skills, so explore the information superhighway and Akashic library to boost your knowledge base. Kemi will attract new knowledge, skills, people, resources, and valued connections throughout this 13-day cycle, so make use of these gifts. We will be jet-propelled along in our divine mission through service to others and our soul's purpose, finally feeling a sense of fulfillment through this forward momentum. As Worldbridger, like the raven crow, is the harbinger of death, we will be witnessing the rapid decay, crumbling, and dismantling of the old artificial matrix control systems, financial, banking, political, economic, and legal. Get ready for big endings. in time for the next wave spell, the Blue Storm, which brings another taster to the new dream spell year of the Blue Lunar Storm, commencing on July 26, 2020. So we are in the midst of very tumultuous and transformational times indeed, as the old world decays. Seek to unify and co-create with your kin. Witness the crumbling of the old world in a detached manner from the safety of your bridge, but energize the vision of the new world coming and materializing within our current reality. An overlap of worlds is happening now. These are the lessons of Chemi, the white Worldbridger, that offer tremendous rewards at the other end of the rainbow bridge for those prepared to shed their old skins and renounce their old reality. Once across the bridge, you are free to rejoice and connect with your kin, forming new tribes, alliances, cooperatives, and wonderful new communities. The rewards are indeed great for those brave souls willing to be reborn anew. Let us all magnetically unite together as one beautiful rainbow nation and welcome the birth of beautiful and wise Nova Gaia. See you on the other side. And from the Tzolk'in Times, Kin 66, White Magnetic Worldbridger. The number 1 is called magnetic, and its keywords are unify, purpose, and attract. The first day of a wave spell is about identifying the 13-day journey ahead and setting off on that journey with purpose. So what is the purpose of this wave spell? Today is White Worldbridger, and so the Worldbridger sets the tone for the 13 days. Its keywords are death, opportunity, and equality. In Shaman's term, the death aspect of Worldbridger represents the need to allow something to die, your old life, a bad habit, an unbalanced ego. Before setting off on this journey, you must decide which bridge do you want to cross. Where do you want to go? Be prepared to travel light, as your baggage will weigh you down. Beware of the trolls under the bridge. They always require payment. This symbolizes sacrifices. What are you prepared to give up in order to be lighter? Remember, the Worldbridger offers opportunities, so do not miss out on your chance to take things to another level. Today is guided by Worldbridger as well, and so a double helping of that energy today. And again from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, White Magnetic Worldbridger, Kin 66, 3 June 2020, Building New Bridges. 3/6/2020 equal 3/6/22 equal 3/6/4 equal 13 equal 4. 3 Holy Trinity, joy, creativity, communication. 13 the Goddess, cosmic consciousness, natural lore. 4 form, structure, foundation. 6 heaven, Christ, harmony, romance, family. Kin 66 equals Christ consciousness. Equal 12 equal 3 Holy Trinity. Very strong spiritual, heaven, and Christ consciousness energies today with a magnetic tone unifying us as one family. Triple White Worldbridger energy today, kicking off a brand new 13-day wave spell and finally bringing closure to this old chaotic cycle of separation and challenge, merging back into oneness. In 2 days' time, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, amplifying the themes of Chemi. In surrendering, letting go of the past, and preparing for a full reset, ready to launch into the future with more plans, connections, and social activity. All this ties in with the current crystal rabbit moon, which aligns with the Worldbridger wave spell, accentuating communication, connections, fertility, and creativity. So all the codes are aligning for the final death and new beginnings that the Worldbridger brings. Day 1 in the White Worldbridger wave spell of surrender, letting go, forgiveness, networking, and building bridges. Today is the day to contemplate our renewed purpose for this 13-day cycle. How can we magnetically attract all that we require to unify with our kin through equality, sharing our wisdom? Tone of creation. Magnetic is tone number 1 in the spiritual realm as we initiate a new wave spell cycle. Power attracts, action unifies, essence purpose. Day 1 of a new wave spell always starts with the magnetic tone of purpose. In the beginning was the One. From out of nothing, here One comes, spinning happily, magnetizing all that it requires for more excellent adventuring. One strong in purpose, all will effortlessly come together. The magnetic tone is all about attraction, attracting everything that you require to fulfill your purpose and your goals. People, resources, relationships, money, support, and all that you can imagine. The attraction seeks to unify all as one. Thus, magnetic kin have a very strong connection to source and a gravitational pull to return there and bring all their buddies with them. The power of one is very strong today as it unites us all as one humanity. Today's question is, am I willing to totally surrender and release the old world and old ways in order to attract the new, to build a new communities based on unity and equality, divine blessings for the closure of the old cycles and your rebirth over the rainbow bridge to a beautiful new world of fabulous opportunities. In Lakek ala Kin, Christina White, Magnetic Worldbridger, Kin 66. Kin 66, White Magnetic Worldbridger. The mantra, the code for today is, I unify in order to equalize, attracting opportunity. I seal the store of death. With a magnetic tone of purpose, I am guided by the power of my own power doubled. And with these powerful 1010 coming in, the 1010 portal of the Venus energies and the ring of fire and the divine feminine waters fully activated and fully flowing, let us know in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, what you're seeing, your visions, your dreams, your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications on future updates. And as always, in the description below is a link to the transcription of today's transmissions, which we archive on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd also like to thank everyone for their support on Patreon. If you'd like to support our work and Prime Disclosure, you can make a pledge on patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. I'll be uploading a couple new trainings on there this week. I'd like to thank and welcome Gear. Thank you for your pledge and your support. Divine Bro Star of the Light. I'd also like to thank everyone for joining us on this mission for the Healing Retreat Center in Ecuador, South America. We're also using a CBD business to raise funds. You can join us at cbdpeaceoil.com. You can learn more about this mission on primedisclosure.com. Click Tao de Ecuador at the top of the page. I'd like to thank and welcome Divine Sister Kathleen to the team, and also Divine Sisters, if I haven't already, Carol, Wendy, Jeanette, and Crystal. You can connect with us on Facebook at CBD Team Ecuador if you're already signed up. Now, one last thing before I fly to the moon. It's looking very beautiful up in the night sky tonight. There was a halo, a rainbow halo around the moon as she's coming into her fullness. There's a concept within the laws of thermodynamics as a system, a closed system, is shifting to a new level. It goes into a type of chaotic state. And what it does, it either stays at the same level or reorganizes at a higher level. We see this concept also when you look at the art of cymatics, cymatics, which is a type of vibrational phenomenon. When we send frequency, vibration, sound through certain materials, depending on the frequency, once it reaches a base resonance, what will form in that material is what looks like sacred geometry, a sacred pattern. And as you raise that frequency, as it reaches the next base resonance level, it will form into a more complex, more intricate pattern of sacred geometry. And there's that state in between one frequency, like a perfect harmony, a perfect tone. As it raises up, it goes into what looks like a state of chaos. The Hathors through Tom Kenyon call this a chaotic node. But when you look at what we call a state of chaos, or sometimes called interference, in the holographic universe, when two expanding fields of energy come together or merge, there's this interference pattern that's created, and this interference appears again as chaos or confusion. But when we look at it from the highest level, even what appears to be chaos has its own pattern and own harmony to it. That's why the gurus will say everything in the universe is in perfect harmony, just sometimes the mind gets in the way. Or as Sensei Ogoi, Zen Master Sensei Koshin Ogoi would say, nothing is as it seems, nor is it otherwise. That's why a Zen Master would say, only don't know. Once we believe we know something or grasp something or hold on to a concept, that meaning changes. Everything in the universe is in a constant state of flux. That's why the teachers, gurus, masters say keep an open mind. Zen mind, beginner's mind. So we're in this chaotic node, what appears to be chaos, but there is harmony within this. So let go, stay in your heart. Keep walking your sacred path with heart, beloved beings of light. I love you all. Namaste.